everyone, and welcome to the Jenn Sheelen podcast. I am Jenn of jennsheelen.com, and I'm not joined by my co-hosts today, but I will have either popped in some videos before you see this, or I'll put them in right here, of my Doug the dog and little Miss Chelsea Bean. It has been quite some time since I've filmed, so I figured, why don't I keep it a little easier on myself instead of juggling the dogs, and just do this on my own. Though, speak of the devil, Doug the dog just walked in because I said his name. Anywho, you can find me on various forms of social media. I am on Ravelry, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Tumblr, and Google Hangouts. So if ever you want to do a virtual knit night, you can find me on Google Hangouts. Hi, buddy! Okay, apparently he felt a little upstaged. He felt a little slighted because I didn't include him. Can you lay down so Mommy can film? Lay down. Lay down. Oh, he's a good boy. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this is episode 36, and today is Friday, February 23rd of 2018. This is my first filming in 2018. I can't believe it. It has been since before Christmas. I have been absent for quite some time. I had quite the rough start to the new year, and if you follow me on social media, you'll know why. So everybody knows I suffer a chronic pain condition, and my sciatica decided to flare and go into my foot, meaning I couldn't walk on my foot at all. So I literally crawled around my house, hands and knees, around my house. So this is my view and what it looks like for me to have to kneel and shimmy on my knees to get around the house. As you can see, it's very slow. I managed to get my cup of tea, but I'm trying very hard not to spill. And Chelsea's helping. She helps. So it is a long, long shimmy down the hallway, ever so very slowly on my knees. This is what I'm using in order to shimmy on my knees so that I don't kill my knees, which are already killing me from just walking on them so much. On the hardwood floor. And as you can see, or hear, I'm already out of breath because it feels like a mile. All right. Almost there. I can do it. I can do this. My lovely little setup here on our sofa, which I now have to get around. So I'm going to have to turn the camera off. Thank you for joining me. It was kind of a bummer. And then just as I was getting back on my feet, I got slammed with a horrible cold, which may have been the flu. I got horribly sick. So I'm like, okay, right. This is kind of a rocky start to the new year, but all right. I mean, really? Really? But anywho, I am back in the swing. I am so happy to be back. I did have to kind of gear myself up to film today. I'm like, all right, been lacking my mojo. I'm like, where did my mojo go? I'm like, my designing, my filming, my dyeing mojo all just kind of went while I went through that whole time period where I could basically do nothing but kind of sit there and knit. So now I'm hoping to bring it back, and I'm going to start by filming, and we'll see where it goes. Let's get right to it. Okay, so selfish knitting. You guys, oh my god. I have done so much baby knitting, and I can't talk about it. This right now, it's just shy of torture, because oh my god. The patterns that are out there for baby stuff are amazing. There are so many ideas. It's just incredible. And I picked a few, and I can't even say why I picked them or what, because it would totally give it away. But oh my god. I finished the one, and it's like, you know when you have a craving for something and you feel it, like it's something you eat and you're just like, oh my god, that was so good. This was like crafting craving fulfilled, like beyond what I could have hoped for. And I finished it, and I sent pictures to the world, to everybody but the gift recipient, because I needed to share it. I'm like, I'm dying from cute right now. Like I can't. So cute. So I've been doing a lot of baby knits. So that kind of delayed me too with filming, because I'm like, well, all this stuff that I've been working on
I can't share with everybody. And not for some time. So what am I going to talk about? I'm like, well, I should maybe change tacks a little bit and figure out what else to work on so I actually have something to show you guys. And now I do, which I'm pretty excited about this stuff too. So selfish knitting. So I talked about all the baby things. I did finish some other stuff, or one other thing. And it's the Kakano hat. And this is by, let's see, oh, I didn't write down the name of the author, but I will make sure to pop it at the bottom of the screen. And this was a fun pattern, and this yarn is by Spun Right Round, and it's their Squish DK, and the colorway is called Juice Box. Look at how pretty that colorway is. And I can't even say I picked it. Frank Sheelen actually got this for me at Indie Untangled when we went to Rhinebeck. So pretty, right? So pretty. And of course, now I'm into the furry pom-poms too. So, oh my gosh, I can't. And I just realized I forgot my wedding rings. I feel like naked. I'm like showing my hands on the screen going, ooh. Isn't that so fun? And it kind of reminds me of like an Orange Julius a little bit, like with the whipped cream frosting of whipped cream on the top. Right? Fun pattern, really, really easy breezy knit. I blew through this pattern like that. It flew off my needles. So I highly recommend it. And I'm pretty sure this is a free pattern too on Ravelry. So that's one. And the only thing that I finished that I can actually show you. My whips. Oh, so I have a bit of a problem. I have blanket cast-on-itis where I can't stop casting on blankets. I have 4 on the needles now. 4. That's a lot of blankets. And of course blankets, especially like the sock yarn ones, take forever, especially if you don't work on them a whole lot. So I have a lot of blankets on the needles, but I also, on top of a lot of leftover sock yarn, I have a lot of leftover worsted weight yarn too. So I'm like, well, why don't I make a worsted weight version 1 and it'll go by a lot quicker, which would be great. And I can enjoy it faster than the other one, which is, this already is bigger than my sock yarn one. So I decided a worsted weight cozy memory blankets was in order. And here's where I stand so far. Like, look, it's huge. Like, I can't stop. Like, I can't stop making these squares. They're addictive. Like, you can't stop. I mean, I'm sure where I will go through a period where I finally give up and some other project catches my fancy. But for now, this has been like my primary project right now. I'm addicted to it. I think like after all the baby knits, I needed something like selfish. And just for me, even though those were so much fun, I'm like, I just want something really easy, really selfish, just something for me to work on. And this has been the perfect project for that. Especially because it seems like it's flying off the needles because it's thicker yarn. So I love it. It's squishy. And the other project I'm working on, now this was another one, I think I've mentioned it in passing that it was going to be a gift. But now the person knows they're getting this pair of socks. So my little brother has ginormous feet. Huge feet, size 16. Huge feet. And he's got bigger legs too, so that's a lot of sock yarn. So I started making these socks, and then I'm like, all right, this is a lot of time and commitment to be putting into socks that may or may not fit. Like if they didn't, I would gladly reknit them. It would be totally fine. But I could do it the smart route since I knew I was going to see him this past weekend. Early gift him the sock, at least the idea of his socks, and have him try on my progress, which I'm so glad I did because they're a little snug and I'm very tempted to rip them out and cast them on again, but he said they were fine. And I think with some blocking too, it'll stretch them out so they shouldn't be oh so tight. And it was great because he was able to give me one of his socks so I could really be sure that I'm on the right path. Look at these socks. Look, they're huge. They're ginormous. But I was able to score one of his socks too, just to kind of make sure I'm on the right path. And I'm okay. Because I was getting a little nervous there. I'm like, wow, I cast on 76 stitches for these. That's a lot of stitches for me because I usually do 56 for women's socks in this yarn. And so that's kind of a lot. It's a lot. And I think I want to say I only did 6 inches on the leg for these because I was so worried I was going to run out of yarn. And I'm fairly certain I still will, and I will wind up doing contrasting toes and heels. Now what I think I'm going to do, so I already cut off where the toes are going to go, because I'm like, well, if I'm going to put contrasting toes, snip those off, start the second sock, cool. And I can have him try these on, get a feel, and now I can go ahead and do the heel first, see where that stands against the sock, and see, kind of like, make sure when I do them, I kind of planned it out where I'd still have the 2 inches to account for the heel and 2 inches for the toe. So I'll probably be Kitchenering a lot more stitches than I normally would. I have to remind myself I don't have to decrease all the way down to 12 stitches. I want it to be 2 inches. So I can kind of do that and get a feel, like once I start that heel, I can compare it to the sock, see what it looks like, and just get those warm, cozy feelings that I'm on the right path. So I'm really glad I gifted these early. It was a good call, so now I can enjoy the knit, not stress about them, and possibly having to reknit them, or rip them back and add more, or what have you. It was a good idea. He was really happy. This poor kid has been requesting socks forever, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get to him, and finally I just dove in and committed. I'm like, I need to knit him a pair of socks. Now his birthday is in April, so I'm like, these should be great birthday socks, and I'll totally get them done by then. No problem. I think it's early April. Uh-oh, February's almost over. I better get cracking. I'm only like, well, no, I finished the leg of the second sock, and I'm like that much into the foot. So, considering I'm only that much into the yeah, maybe I should probably get going on that. It's time. I better hurry up. But those are my whips. So it's the stuff I can show you. It's not bad. What else I've been working on is my baby sister Alex is getting married, so I've been working on my Fairy's Firelight jars for her wedding as well. So I've been squeezing in a bit of a jar or a whole jar if I get in the mood, and then going back to my blanket. So I have been putting those in between too to make sure they get done, because she's getting married in September, and I have quite a few jars to knit. So I need to make sure I stay on top of that so it doesn't become a stressful, holy crap, I'm running out of time knit. So I made sure to bring one of those in too. And she wanted it in the sparkly silver yarn. A girl after my own heart. Sparkly silver. Ta-da! So I'm making the bigger ones for her right now. This is my pint size, and right now she has me focusing on the quart size, and I don't know that we're going to use these, but I do have some of them done, and I may do filler if I have time, just in case. If not, I can totally sell them on my website. It's no big deal. But they will be there in case they are needed. Always have a plan. I feel better like being more prepared, over-prepared than under-prepared, especially for my baby sister's wedding. You don't mess around with that. Okay. I may be talking a little fast because I'm pretty excited to be back. Finally feeling my mojo coming back, so it feels pretty great. So thank you guys. All right, what's up next? Beverage of choice, my favorite part. You guys know I love it. And I didn't bring my can. Man, what's wrong with me? So this beer is an excellent beer. It's from a brewery called Trillium, and they are based out of Canton, Massachusetts. So they're not too far away from here. And their beers are phenomenal. Phenomenal. This is one of their double IPAs, and it's called Pow Pow. It's so good. It just has a great, like a ton of flavor. It's got just the right amount of bitter. It's got just the right amount of citrus. The balance is awesome. So I really, really like it, and highly recommend it if you can get your hands on it. So, cheers! Oh my goodness, it's so good. So good. I need another sip. Oh, delicious. And it's making me take a breath. Frank and I split one of their other beers last night. Let me tell you something. This is the best, one of the best stout, like definitely the best coffee stout I have ever tasted. It's called PM Dawn, also by Trillium. Oh my God. Now, when you open that and you go to sniff it in the glass, it is like coffee, like, whew, like the coffee smell is just really strong. So I probably should have realized that might be slightly caffeinated. It's coffee. And I'm one of those where it's like I have my 1 cup of coffee in the morning, and now more often than not it's decaf. So when I have caffeine, especially at night, I'm not going to sleep like at all. And I didn't. I looked at my Fitbit this morning and it's like, yep, that's about how I feel. I was tossy-turned all night long. That beer was worth it because, oh my God. Again, if you can get your hands on it, definitely try it. Best coffee stout by far that I've ever tasted. Just the amount of coffee flavor. It's pretty boozy too. I know it's pretty strong, but you don't taste it. You just get that good coffee, stout, yummy flavors. Just, oh, so good. I obviously can't rave about it enough. So you can get your hands actually on any Trillium beer. I highly recommend their brewery. Phenomenal. And their brewery is actually really fun to hang out in too. We were able to bring little Miss Chelsea Bean with us. We would have brought the dog if he didn't hate the car so much. And he probably would have freaked out because they had their music really loud. Oh, my poor big chicken. But Chelsea's like, what? Oh, this is fun. Like, she's such a road hound and was more than happy to hang out with us to have a pint at the brewery and, you know, get attention. And little kids were petting her and she was all over that. She loves it. So that was a lot of fun too. So if you could take a little road trip and check out their brewery, definitely give it a try. Okay. I have my notes literally sitting on the dog. It's been a while, so I'm like, if I keep referring to my notes, I do apologize. Getting back into the swing. Working on it. What I'm styling. So I'm actually styling two things, and it's happening. See, it's been a while since I filmed, so I'm getting the red. I'm overly excited, and I'm a little warm. Like, it's not the wool that's doing it, it's just the heat. That's making me turn a little red. And the beer, I'm sure, has a little something to do with that because it is a double IPA. But anywho, I am wearing, this is the last Enchanted Forest Pool shawl, patterned by me, that I knit. And this is out of my yarn, believe it or not. This is out of my Jamie and Claire yarn, and I actually dyed up a navy, which I'm also now selling on my website, to combine them. I really wanted to try, and I think I've mentioned this shawl before. I may have actually shown it in my last episode. I really wanted to see it with two variegated and one solid and see how it knit up that way. I kind of sold the pattern where it would be two solid, one variegated, and I'm like, it should totally be able to go the other way too. Oh my God, it can. Look at that. Look at, oh, my lights are a little bright, but look at, oh my goodness. And I kind of tweaked the pattern at the bottom a bit where I really wanted to break up the Jamie and Claire and still put a little bit of solid in between them. And I'm glad I did because I really love how it came out. I'm so happy with the shawl. It just came out so pretty and it's fun, like the greens and the browns in there to break it up. Oh, and those navies just go together like beautifully. I'm just so happy with how they came out. So it's the same navy. I actually did do the same navy for my solid that I use in Claire, so because I wanted them to complement each other. So happy with how that came out. And I can actually put that aside so I can stop roasting. I am wearing a t-shirt from Frank Sheelen that he gave me for Christmas. And it's my knit free or dye shirt. Or dye warm. Knit free, dye, knit fast, dye warm shirt. I keep getting it wrong. Isn't that so fun? That Frank Sheelen, he knows what he's doing. He does. So that is what I'm styling. Next up, showing off. Oh, I do have a lot of stuff to show off, so I knew I at least had this to talk about with my next episode. And oh my goodness, I have such pretty yarns and bags to show you guys. So the first thing I'll show you is my girl from Naughty Knitting Sacks. We actually did a trade, so I sent her some yarn. I sent her my Doug the Dog yarn, and she sent me a cute bag, and I saw this on her Instagram, and I'm like, oh my God, it's a Marauders map bag, and now it's mine. Yep, right there. That would be mine. Mischief managed. And it's kind of such a pretty inside too. It totally goes with the bag. Love it. I was actually showing off my other Naughty Knitting Sack bags over the weekend. The one with like all the curse words in it, which was so funny. People are just like, oh, it says that. I'm like, yes, it does. It's so funny to see people's reactions to her bags. And I love it. So they went over really, really well. So that's a cute little bag. And then, oh, this is really fun. So I didn't mention a podcast at the beginning of the episode because I knew I'd be doing it here. My girl Barbara from the Knitting I Love podcast, she actually picked my name out of the jar. I was in the jar and she sent me, it was such a lovely prize package. Barbara, thank you so much. This was so sweet. But I opened this package and it was right as I was going through the issues with my foot. The timing couldn't have been any better because I was definitely feeling pretty low. I was trying not to. I was definitely trying to stay out of that frame of mind. But you have your moments where it's like, okay, just going to the bathroom, it feels like you're crawling a mile. So it was really just perfect timing. So thank you so much. I get to show off my goodies. She sent me coasters. She sent me tags. She sent me keychains. So fun. And you can tell the timeline because they're Christmas trees. So this is how long it's been since I filmed. Oh, Dougie's interested. You helping, Dougie? You approve? Look how fun those are. They're so fun. And her cute little tags. I love these so much. They're just so fun. And she actually sent me 2 sets of these coasters. And I may do it too with the trees, is give away a set. So be on the lookout for a little giveaway. That, or I will put it, I have my 4th season sock knit along is going to be ending come the end of winter, mid-March, or end of March-ish, about a month away. This could be part of the prize pack. Look at how fun those are. I love the keychains. Those are so fun. So they're both the same thing. So one of those should really go to a lucky winner. I think so. So again, thank you, Barbara. So fun. I love presents. I love giving presents. Like, I think I love giving them more than I even love receiving. Like, I'd love to get a surprise package in the mail, but oh, I love sending a good surprise, and then you wait with that anticipation. Like, did they get it? It like makes my day. What else did I get? Oh, my sunshine and bubblegum stuff. Wait till you see. So, Lynn and I got each other for Secret Santa. Again, this shows how long it's been. And I got part of my fuzzy from my shawl on me. She sent me, oh my goodness, she sent me so many sweet things. But I'm going to show off the project bag and the yarn she gave me. So this is one of the project bags. Look at how cute that is. Oh my god. Like, I can't even. Look at how fun that is. Oh. Their little tag. So cute, right? And then she sent me this pretty yarn. This is from Knit Picks. And this is their Hawthorne fingering, and it's their Suave Island. Oh, that might have to be a selfish pair of socks. Maybe we'll see. And this, I've never tried one of these, and I'm really curious about how these work. This is one of those magic balls where it's 15 colors of sock yarn tied together and wound into a cake. I've heard of these, but I've never tried one. So if you have any tips on using these, sorry for the crinkling, please let me know, because I really want to try to use it. And it's so fun. Like, the colors are so pretty. So, again, yeah, if you guys have any tips on what I can make with it, how to knit with it, let me know, because I really want to get cranking on it and try to figure out a project for it. Fun stuff. So that was from Lynn. Sunshine and Bubblegum. And then my girl, I talk about her probably every episode, Naomi from Cozy Cute Knits. She sent me such lovely gifts too for Christmas. It was so sweet. And she sent me one of her really sweet bags. Look at how pretty that is. Daisy's my favorite flower in there. So fun. So pretty. Cute little drawstring. Look at the inside. Pretty. Super cute. And this gorgeous yarn. And this is his mermaid yarns. And this is a single ply. Yep, 100% superwash merino. Gorgeous colors. Absolutely gorgeous colors. That's another one. I'm like, what do I make? I'm like, feels like it should be something selfish. I'm kind of in that mode now again. It was like the after Christmas selfish mode, and then I got into baby knits, and now I'm back into selfish mode a little bit. So it's like, Any ideas are welcome. Oh my god, this yarn is so pretty, you guys. Like, I can't. Now, this was all for my Aunt Patty for Christmas. And she has to frequently go over to Ireland for work. And I'm fairly certain she went to a shop in Dublin for these. I don't remember for sure. I'll have to ask her. I want to say she did. Either that or she ordered it. No, she wound up ordering it online. She couldn't go to the shop. Either they were closed or she got tied up or something happened. So she wound up ordering it online because she had heard about the shop while she was over there. These yarns are so pretty, and they're townhouse yarns. and she got me 5 of them. Oh my goodness, all these pretty colors. You guys, like, oh, like I want to make one whole thing out of them. Like I want to design a shawl around all of these and just put them all together because they're so pretty. The colorways, so this one is Mist. Again, that is Townhouse Yarns. I have it upside down. Like so, oh my god, so pretty. It's like this pretty gray blue. And then this one is Burn, number 2. Super fun and pretty. Look at those pops of color in there. Oh. And then this one is Cupcake. She knows me so well. So pretty. Right. It's all lace weight too. And I'm like, I haven't knit a lace weight shawl. I have wanted to, and I have yarn to do it, but I haven't. So I'm like, a challenge. A lace weight shawl that I design? Yes, I can. This one is Wings Are Made to Fly. They're just so soft and delicate. Oh my goodness. And aren't they 400 yards each? I believe they are. 100 grams. I'm gonna go with that. 800 meters. Look at that. Yeah, that's a lot of yarn. And this one is Petrol. So pretty. So pretty. So I can't wait to go like stitch pattern diving and figure out what I can do with those. And I definitely want some sort of scalloped pointy edge with that one too. I can picture it sort of. I just need to put everything together and then start knitting it. That one's going to take me some time. And I may not be able to do one whole shawl because that is a lot of yardage going on. So maybe I'll break them up and then do one as my tester and then do the other. Like I could do these 2 together, you know, and then I could do, I don't know. How would I pick? Would I do Cupcake with this? I don't know. This one kind of has more like the, I don't know. I'll figure it out. It's so soft and squishy. Oh, so pretty. I'm obviously pretty excited over that. That was a lovely Christmas surprise. I'm like, oh, I went to open the package too and I'm like, squish, squish. I know what that is. Love it. Okay. Giveaways. Now, I still have, I mentioned it before, the 4 Season Sock Knit Along is still going, so you have plenty of time to get your entries in. Just got to be a member of my group, my Ravelry group, and put in your entries while you can. And it could be a shorty sock, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a full-length sock. Shorties totally count. So please don't hesitate to enter, and I'm having a grand prize for anybody who is entered for all 4 months too. I know, it's exciting. For knit reading and knit watching, I will just list them all out in my show notes, which will be on my website, jennsheelen.com. So check those out. I've been doing a lot of reading and definitely a lot of knit watching too. Being laid up, you certainly get a lot of TV and reading in. I will mention, so Frank Sheelen, I watched Sneaky Pete on Amazon and that was really good. Frank Sheelen and I are finally watching Boardwalk Empire. That's been really good. What was the other one that I watched? Oh, Manhunt Unabomber. That one was fascinating to watch on Netflix. It was just a very well documented show about the whole Ted Kaczynski case and stuff. It was really, really interesting. So if it's a little too much for you, I don't recommend it, but because it does really hit close to home, especially with everything that's been going on lately. But it was a very well done show. So it's based on the true story. It is a show. It isn't a documentary, but it was very well done. So I highly recommend that. Last up, what's up with all the things? So even while I was laid up, I did some designing. Yes, I did. While I had my bum foot, couldn't actually walk on my own 2 feet, I had to crawl, I still designed. What? I know. Granted, my test knitters are amazing because it was a lot easier for me to let little things like slip through the cracks, and I was like, damn it. Because like I'm distracted, you know, I'm hurting and I'm trying to write. So that is a lesson learned, that I've got to make myself slow down when I'm feeling that way, because it is very, very easy to miss something very little, where if I'm knitting it, I could breeze through it and I don't even see it, but somebody else knitting it would see it. So I had lots and lots of test knitters go through these patterns and they were amazing. So thank you guys so much. And the two of them, they're both my Of Grace and Beauty hat and mittens patterns, are now available in Ravelry and on my website. So check that out. And I will show you. I'm gonna put them on for like for the end of this episode because I know I'm already roasting. Look at my cheekies. I was freezing when I sat down. Now I'm like, I'm dying. But this is my Of Grace and Beauty hat. Now, it's a little bit dark. This is like a deep chocolate brown, and I'm in love with it. Oh, look, it's brightening up anyway. So I did this fun cape, like this fun bottom. I like to like really do something different than a plain old rib. I like to mix it up a little bit, and you'll see that in a lot of my patterns. Every now and then I'll go for a plain rib, but if I can play with it a little bit, I do, just for a little something. And the cables, cables were really fun because they're a garter cable, which I had never done before. And I'm glad I did because these were fun. It's just something a little different. It's a simple cable, but it has that little bit of pop with the garter. So I'm glad I went with that one. I was really happy with how it came out. And of course, more furry pom-poms, which I love. So we'll stick that on. So fun. Love it. So fun. And I just wanted enough where it wasn't slouchy and it wasn't fitted to my head. I wanted just a little bloop. Love it. And then I did the matching mittens, which are so fun. I'm roasting. Ta-da! How cute are those? So I just did the one cable going up the center. And again, the same as the brim of the hat. So they match lovely. This yarn, and I'm really surprised at how not itchy this is, because it is I wanted something durable. Ooh, excuse me. Especially for the mittens, because I wanted, like, of course I'm using these gorgeous mittens to walk my dogs. Shame on me. But these were technically my test mittens, and I just wound up falling in love with them, and they came out even better than I expected. So I wanted a good, durable yarn. So this one, I believe, is the Knit Picks, I have it right behind me. As a matter of fact, here. Look, it's all falling out. Avalanche! I have kind of a lot of yarn. Maybe it'll stay close. It's the Knit Picks Wool of the Andes, and the colorway is Mink Heather. So this one, it is a little bit of a scratchy yarn, and it definitely was a little bit to work with, but I needed something, like I said, durable that I could use that can withstand dog leashes, because what happens to me is walking with the dog leashes, they rub against this part of the hand and wear these through. So I'm like, all right, I want to test these out for my new pattern, but I also want to be able to use them, and the time I'm going to use them the most is when I'm walking the dogs. So these are perfect for it. Granted, they are awfully pretty, and I feel a little bad using such lovely mittens for a dog walk, but they're certainly getting loved and they're getting used. And then same with the hat. So I used the Wool of the Andes for the hat too, and I'm like, man, that's going to be a little, like I have a really tender skin on my forehead. It does not bother me at all. I cannot believe it, and it is super warm. I put that on my head, and like I'm aware of it being there. Now, could I wear it all day? No. But it definitely doesn't itch or like make my head itchy like you'd think it would for a rough, durable yarn. So it's something to keep in mind, where if you are looking for a bum around hat or something that's really warm, that you don't want, you know, like the super delicate yarn that you, like, I don't want to say you're going to ruin it. Like, it's going to be well loved and well used for things like dog walking. I was really surprised by that. I was like, wow, that's not itchy at all. Like, and again, I'm aware of it being there, and my head gets really, really hot, but that's the idea when it's really, really cold outside. Perfect for that. I did make another one, and I didn't note this yarn. It's another Knit Picks, but it's a merino, and even though it's a superwash, it's really, really drapey. And it did come out really pretty, and I like it a lot. But I, of course, blocked it, and it went, I was like, ugh, it stretched. So I shouldn't have blocked it the way I did. I should have just laid it flat and let it be. And when I first knit it, it looked so tiny, and I'm like, same, it's worse weight, same needle, same everything, but it's tiny. So I'm like, well, I'll block it. And of course I put it on my glass head, which stretches things a lot, and it stretched it a lot. But I mean, it came out to the right size, and it's fine. You know, when I put it on, it's totally fine. It's just holding it, it looks different compared to the other one. It's not as stiff, which in hindsight, I mean, it's fine. It was just something to keep in mind. If you do use like a merino like that, that tends to be drapey when you block it. Be really careful when you block it and either lay it flat and pin it a little bit to kind of show off those cables and get it to the right size versus putting it over like a balloon, a bowl, or if you have one of those glass heads like I do, don't do that because it will stretch it. So, ta-da! All right, I gotta get these off my head. Whew. All right. Okay. So I do believe that is all I have for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm so happy to be back. I missed you guys. Hopefully it won't take me that much longer to film again. I hope. I can't make any promises. Living with chronic pain, it's definitely, I'm unpredictable, but I will try to keep back in the swing and keep the mojo train running. So everybody have a great weekend and happy knitting. Bye guys.